Cool. Let's start with some introductions for those who are listening who may not know you or I, if you want to go first.
Sure, I'm Gen Norden. I'm currently the teacher at Compassion Kadampa Meditation Center in Newcastle upon Tyne. I did teach for many years, for 28 years in the United States, which is where I met France many, many times. But now I'm back in the UK, which is where I'm from. And Newcastle is this lovely coastal city in the northeast. And we have a beautiful Dharma center here, a meditation center that has been there for 30 years. It's our 30-year anniversary this year.
Wow, a very long time.
Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. And I'm France Roy. I've been hosting these Dharma discussions with Kadampas around the world around various topics we're inspired by. So very excited to be having this discussion.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's just nice to chat with you, France. So,
Likewise. Yeah, where should we start?
well, let's think. You had asked me about what things am I passionate about, feeling passionate about at the moment. So I just came from class and we have lots of really fun things happening at our center at the moment. We have a building project going on, lovely community. Anyway, I came from the center. I was thinking, what do I feel inspired about? And for sure, oh, I'd like to cover more than one thing, if I may, not to be
Of
greedy
course.
about my Dharma. But that's the thing with Dharma. It's, Buddha's teachings and our teacher, Venerable Geshe Kelsang Yetsu's presentation is so clear that it's hard to focus on one thing because there are lots of inspiring things. And one thing that has been getting me going recently is meditation in general. With respect to meditation, being inspired about my mind and other people's minds' capacity to experience mental peace. And on the one hand, that's so simple because that's the very essence of meditation. And at the same time, that is mind-blowing and beautiful and deeply inspiring. For example, so many things within that. You probably have several things yourself, and every time I practice meditation or I think about it and talk about it with others, there's a different layer or aspect of that appears and that appears inspiring and meaningful, useful. One thing particularly thinking about recently, how whatever we focus on, or how if we focus on a particular state of mind, that mind grows.
Mhm.
Because in doing simple breathing meditation with myself and with other people in classes, like we have this wonderful quote, it comes up a lot for us, but it comes up a lot for a really good reason because it's very beautiful. It's got a lot of depth to it. The quote from the New Meditation Handbook, it's also in the back of How to Transform Your Life. When the turbulence of distracting thoughts subsides and the mind becomes still, a deep happiness and contentment naturally arises from within, explaining our mind's natural capacity to experience peace. Whoever we are, whatever is going on in our mind, say we're feeling rising panic in our mind, or we think, oh, I can't meditate. I've got so many disturbed minds, distracted minds. Well, actually, we can. We have this natural capacity to cultivate and experience mental peace. And when Geshe gives that quote, he gives it in the context of breathing meditation, our most simple, straightforward type of meditation or mind training. And for that, all we have to do is focus on our breath. For example, I like to do the meditation and do with others, especially new people, where as you breathe out, you're imagining breathing out your distractions or disturbed minds in the form of dark smoke.
Right, yeah.
This is really good because I might have many distractions in my mind and I think, oh, I'm so distracted. I don't have any mental peace in my mind. Or, where is the mental peace? Where is the peace of mind? Well, as it says in the quote, when the turbulence of distracting thoughts subsides and the mind becomes still, we just need a simple technique to still our mind, to not follow the turbulence of distracting thoughts.
Yeah.
And that breathing them out instead of following them works so well. So if we place our mind breathing out those thoughts instead of following them, breathing in mental peace, if we like, we can even believe that's breathing in Buddha's blessings, that completely pure, expansive, pure peace. Breathing out our distractions instead of following them, breathing in mental peace, even just for a few short minutes, distractions start to subside. And what happens in their place is a rising experience of mental peace or peace of mind. And just to get to the one thing that recently been thinking about a bit more, because I remember doing this meditation in the past, and people saying, "Oh, just if you focus on your breath, you'll develop some peace of mind, and then focus on that mental peace." Like it says on the Living Meditation CD, not CDs, we don't have CDs anymore. The Living
Audio series.
Meditation audio track
Yeah.
series, the Meditations for Relaxation one. And it says you focus on your breath until your mind becomes peaceful, and then focus on that peaceful mind. Just something like then just stay with that peaceful mind. And I would think, well, I don't have one. What do you mean? Or so little. I think, oh, well, I can see that my disturbed minds have reduced, but I couldn't say that there's very strong, peaceful mind or powerful, peaceful mind. Why would I want to focus on that? I don't have it yet.
Hmm.
But thinking from the other point of view, that if your disturbed minds have decreased, just through breathing them out, just patiently, calmly breathing them out, breathing in mental peace, take 5 minutes, they will decrease. That also means that our mental peace has increased.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not magnificent mental peace, maybe it's not perfect mental peace, but that doesn't matter. We just want to, which we all can, even in a really panicked state, within a panicked state of mind or on a difficult day, to find that little sparkle of mental peace. And if we focus on that, it will grow. Because this beautiful, extraordinary thing, if we focus on a state of mind, that state of mind will grow. So if we find a piece of mental peace and not be perfectionist about it, even the tiniest sparkle of peace, tiniest little glimmer of peace, then you just pause and put your attention there. It has no choice but to grow. Like if we focus on our resentment, we know our resentment grows.
Yeah.
Focus on our anxiety, deluded fear, that grows.
Yeah.
If we focus on our love grows. If we find a little bit of mental peace, peace of mind, and we focus on it, it will grow. And then what have we done? We've just grown our own mental peace and we've learned how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
getting
so much practical advice in there. Like if you just think day to day about like what states of mind you're using, like you're saying, like resentment, for example, like we may not be like trying to use it, but it's just there because of something that happened and we're thinking about it continuously, and that state of mind is growing. And
yeah.
then within meditation, we learn to identify peaceful, positive states of mind, which are not necessarily there by default. And how do we, like you're saying, keep them and grow them? And I think it's such a key thing to recognize. And it's a deep insight that has to come through experience, that actually the natural state of our mind is peaceful and positive. It's not these negative states of mind, which they come up so much and we identify so deeply with them just because they're there. But when we start to think like, that's not me, what I really am is peaceful, positive, that's like the core of my being. It's not only very inspiring, it's very encouraging that, the ability to make a change then is very clear. It's like, here's what I could be. And then there's this malfunction of mind, so to speak, happening that and that's where, you know, the interest in the spiritual path comes from, is being able to make that shift.
Yeah. And seeing that what we focus on is what grows, you know, and so much time spent on focusing on those ordinary minds. No wonder we have so many of them. Well, they're
Right.
so strong and take over so much because I'm spending all the time thinking about my resentment or my objects of stress and worry, anxiety. So, of course, there are more of them. Those thoughts are growing. And just that I could grow that mental peace, or I could grow that love, I could grow that wisdom, that patience is so deeply encouraging. And meditation is this little science experiment. We're focusing on that and we're seeing for ourselves, oh, that really does work. In that concentrated way, if I find or generate some virtuous mind, some meaningful, positive mind, and I pay attention to it, I let myself focus on it, it will stay longer and it will grow, which is extraordinary. I've been thinking about this lately as also when in meditation, when finding that peace of mind or the object of meditation in general, because as you know, that could be a determination, a meaningful determination, or it could be a state of mind like love or that feeling of mental peace. I've been liking to think about it as being like a bird catcher, that like I'm in the forest and in front of me has landed this beautiful bird that I've been looking for, that like this lesser spotted yellow bird or something. And oh, wow, there it is. And that's my little speck of mental peace, peace of mind. And what do you do if you're a bird catcher, you know, like a humane one or whatever? It's just an analogy. But if you're a bird catcher at that point, you don't like get overexcited and jump on it.
Yeah.
You get really, really still. Get really still and really quiet. You tune into it and you get really still and quiet, almost like holding your breath. I mean, we don't want to hold our breath in meditation, but like metaphorically, when you're in the forest and there's that bird, you don't want it to flutter away. So you get really, really still. And also, another part of that analogy that works for me is because when you spot that bird, you also, it's not a dull thing. You're calm and still. You're really calm and really still. You're getting into a most calm, most still place so that it doesn't fly away. But at the same time, you have this feeling of calm joy,
Hmm.
like a sense of awe and wonder. Something magnificent has appeared before you, something really beautiful. And you feel joy at that, like, wow, that's the bird you've been looking for. Like I saw a kingfisher the other day, you know, wow, beautiful. And I got really still and really quiet to not let it flutter away. And because I thought, oh, this is, I felt like something precious had appeared before me or rare, it also enabled me to pay more attention to it. Like when the object of meditation arises, such as that peace of mind, that mental peace, we have that sense like the bird catcher. Wow, this is something extraordinary. So that helps us to stay tuned into it, to like calmly stay tuned into it. Or like, I think of Shantideva, the 8th century Buddhist master, saying with respect to this, with respect to the supreme good heart, bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, he was saying that when that arises in our heart, this amazing pure-hearted mind, that it's like we found a jewel in a heap of garbage.
All right. Yeah.
But to transfer that to any meditation object, like not to overlook it, to think this is just any old thing. And
Yeah.
like, no offense to the sparrows, I love the sparrows, they're my precious friends. But if I'm just spotting I shouldn't say it's not fair, but you know, because there are so many sparrows near me, if I'm seeing a sparrow, it might not hold my attention for very long. But when I'm seeing that kingfisher or that lesser spotted yellow thingamajig, you know, like this that sense of awe and wonder and joy at that. It's like I found a jewel in a heap of garbage, like Shantideva said. Then it's much easier to stay with it. for it to hold my attention. And then I calmly, quietly tune into it until, after a while it flutters away, but no problem. You then also don't, like, if you're the bird catcher, you don't then like shake your fist at it and like run after it screaming. You then also, you stay calm. And if you stay calm, it might come back to land again.
Yeah.
And then, oh, spotted something beautiful again. That allows my mind, because that joy, that's the power of effort. Effort in Buddhism is joy, a mind that delights in these meaningful things. That sense of delight and wonder gives me the energy to stay tuned in, to keep my mind positive, makes the mental peace last longer. And then because we're paying it attention, it enables it to grow.
Yeah. I
I
love that. I love the idea of like meditating is going on a treasure hunt. Is like how can I go find and spot my like most beautiful, peaceful minds within me? And then it's because I think for some people meditation can seem like a boring thing. Like, why are you just gonna sit around? But if you
Mhm.
see it as like you're saying, like it's an adventure that you're going on to discover these inner qualities of our mind, then it becomes exciting, something interesting, and it's like, when can I go on my next treasure hunt? What kind of minds can I discover within me?